Welcome to Tomorrow Farms, guys. Today we are going to start a new playlist. It's going to be called #using canning. Tonight we're just going to do a real simple My Family's goulash, but it is one of our favorites here. And we're going to use our canned meat, our canned potatoes. I am using store-bought diced tomatoes because they are the first ones we bought, and I'm going to use them up first before I get into my actual canning. But anyways, guys, I'm going to take you over to my sink. We're going to get working on this roast beef, and then we'll get started on this goulash. Alright, guys, so here's the ground beef. We canned it together here. I will leave a link to that video. I'm just going to open this. I'm going to grab my spoon. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this colander. This is probably for a canner the most frequently asked question we get is, what do you do with all that canning? So I feel it's really important to kind of show how I use it. So all I do is get the roast beef, or the ground beef, sorry, and then I rinse it just a little bit. And I really only do this with the ground beef. And then I have a frying pan on, and we're going to cook this back up and get it nice and crispy, and then we will start the goulash. I'll be back in just a second. Alright, guys, we're going to start with the ground beef here. I'm just going to rinse that. So now I'm just going to add the onion to it. This is kind of especially, here guys, I'll try to bring it in a little bit. For the ground beef especially, I feel this is a really important step. And then we're going to do some of our potatoes we canned together as well. This kind of brings back the texture you're looking for the ground beef. Because as you can see, it's still whole. See that? So all I'm doing now is just kind of cooking out the water out of the ground beef. So while that's happening, I'm going to open up my jar of potatoes. So we're just going to do these potatoes. And we're just going to oven roast them, but you need to rinse them first. And I always rinse mine in cold water, my potatoes. That's done. So now I'm just going to let them go and drain there for a few minutes. So this is only going to take just a few minutes to kind of crisp up. Your texture will come back. So I'm going to add just some Montreal steak spice. It was canned in that, but this is such a good spice. And and a little bit of garlic powder. This is not a fancy meal by any means, but we like it. So all I'm going to do is kind of get those onions cooked up, and I'll bring you back and we will get those potatoes in the oven. Alright guys, so all I'm going to do is take my rinsed potatoes that are right here, towel. I'm just going to pat them dry, just a little bit. Okay. Thinking here. I think, guys, that's going to be quite enough. So I do have some in my fridge. Here, I'm just going to throw on the cookie sheet here. For early mornings, like quick, a lot of times I'll make extra few potatoes. So I'll just do those as well. So I'm just going to take just some simple olive oil. I'm just going to spread that around. So this whole entire meal came from our pantry. Now, we did not go out and get anything. Well, we can. It's a holiday day. But I just think I think it's a good playlist to start, because you will be seeing quite a bit of this over the period of the winter as well on our channel, because we're going to live on this food. So that we've canned together. So I'm just going to do that. Turn these over a little bit. You can add garlic powder, onion, anything you want to these. But you want them fairly spread out because you want them to get fairly crunchy. We had leftover corn in the fridge from pot pies last night that I didn't fully use. So that's already in the oven in a casserole dish. And there we go. So now I'm just going to get these in the oven. And my oven is preheated to 400. And then we'll get started on that goulash a little bit more. Alright guys, so now I'm just going to add this can of tomatoes and a little bit of water. So our goulash is hamburger, tomatoes, onions, and my mom always used Cheese Whiz. You can do whatever you want. Some noodles. It's pretty simple, but this is just one of those things. It's just a family favorite. And if you're trying to get your Rose asked this question on a video, if you're trying to get your kids to eat the meat, a lot of times I don't even tell them, because then they're just kind of like, they sniff their nose up at it. I don't even tell them. But that's me. But as you can see, when you pre-cook the ground beef and then you strain it, see, it stays like the texture you want. Just kind of, see, it doesn't, I find when you par cook it or you raw pack it, it just doesn't, I don't know. I feel that the texture of the ground beef especially doesn't hold together like the pre-cooked one. So I'm just going to let this simmer, guys, for about 20 minutes with the lid off. And then I'll bring you back for step 2. Then our potatoes should almost be ready. Alright guys, so it's been about 10 minutes and it's already starting to thicken. So I'm going to add 1 cup of just elbow macaroni. And I'm going to let that cook, and then we're going to add the sliced cheese and the Cheese Whiz to it. If you don't have Cheese Whiz, just normal block cheese will work. This is, the Cheese Whiz thing is just because my mom did it. And it just re-thickens it. But it's very hearty. It's a very hearty meal. But that's it for right now. Potatoes are almost done. They're in there crisping up beautifully. And I'm just going to keep kind of stirring this and double checking my noodles that they don't overcook. And then I will bring you guys back when it's time to add the Cheese Whiz and the cheese slices. Alright guys, and this has been 15 minutes we have been cooking, and we're at this consistency already. So the noodles are almost cooked. I'm going to add one good, as my mom would say, glob of Cheese Whiz to that. And then we're just going to go from there. Yeah, I think that's all we're going to need. Now, normally my mom would serve this with peas and boiled potatoes, but we're not going to do that today. But as you can see, there's a noodle in every scoop, and that's kind of what you want. So now I'm just going to shut off my burner. I'm going to put the lid on it, let it thicken a little bit more, get you guys set up to plate all this delicious food up. Alright guys, here's the potatoes. I kind of got requested to do the Parmesan ones that I make, so we're just going to do that quickly. So as you can see, they all hold together. They're nice and crispy. So now all I do is just simple shaky cheese. And I'm just going to throw, not that we need any more cheese, but this is what they wanted. So, and then I just add a little bit of parsley. Now tell me guys, does that look like it came out of a jar? No way. No one will know. Got a little bit of parsley to it. There we go. Alright guys, I'm going to get the corn out of the oven, get you guys set up, and then we're going to build Michael's plate. Alright guys, so keep in mind this was, if you include the tomatoes, that was a jar. The ground beef was a jar, the corn was a jar, and the potatoes, other than those few that I added in from the fridge just to make sure that we have enough, all from a jar. And look at this meal. Absolutely delicious. I'm going to load up Michael's plate here. And some of these Parmesan potatoes, which he likes. I'm going to try to bring you guys in here a little bit. And some corn. And when I'm doing food in the oven, I just put my vegetables, frozen or not, whatever you're doing, into the oven in a casserole dish. Works out just fine. No water needed. And some of this goulash. I just kind of want to show you guys. Sorry for keep moving you. See how the beef sticks together? I'll get Michael's fork here. See how the beef holds together? There is no way they're going to know. No way. So Michael really likes goulash, so I'm going to pile that on his plate really good. Alright guys, so there we go. There's the dinner. So four jars and a little bit of macaroni and some cheese out of the fridge. That's it. That's all she wrote for dinner for this household tonight. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. If you're a YouTuber and you want to go in on this, it's not a collaboration. I really want to showcase how to use the canning and get some good ideas out there. If you want to add to the playlist, shoot me a message if you do a video, and then I'll put it in the playlist. But I think this is a super important playlist to do, to show how I do it. But you leave me your comments below and let me know how you use your canning, and I will talk to you guys super soon. Happy eating, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.